Nothing wrong with it. The other person wants to get to know you. They want to see if they're a match with you. It's really great. You should be really happy. And you should say to them, that's so great. I would also really like to get to know you and see if we're a match. This is great. However, if we're a match, what are your intentions? Because let's suppose we are a match. What are your intentions? Well, let's see what happens then. Now you're in the danger zone. Because if somebody has already figured out that they're a match with you and they don't have anything after that, what that really means is they really have no intention of having a long-term committed relationship. They're not ready to make a commitment. They don't want to make a commitment. They don't know what comes after that. And now you're in trouble. Because why are you going out with them? Chances are that they're not a match because they're not going where you're going. They don't have the same intention that you have. And you're just going to waste your energy, your emotions, and the most valuable commodity on the planet is your time. The only thing that doesn't come back, that's never given back to us, is time. So don't waste your time. Why you ask the question, and a lot of people these days are death afraid to ask important questions. So much time and energy and emotion is actually wasted where it could have been saved if you had just bothered from the very beginning to weed out or to get rid of or to not go out with people who really are not ready for you, who really are not appropriate for you, who really have no intention of being serious with you. And some of those people may not even tell you the truth. Like, you say to them, so what's really your intention? They say, oh yeah, I'm really looking for a long-term committed relationship, or I want to get married. But then you say, if you persist and you say, well, how long before you make that decision, or by when do you want to be married? And it's like, well, 5 to 7 years. Do you really want to date somebody 5 to 7 years before they make up their mind? So the very beginning of a dating situation, or even before you go out on a date with somebody, is the interview process. And what is the interview process for? The interview process is you don't give somebody a job and then interview them. You interview them to see if they're appropriate, and then you give them a job. Right? So it's very important that before you give somebody a job, you have an interview. When you have the interview process with the person, you ask them, what is it that you're really looking for? What kind of relationship are you looking for? How long do you want the dating process to be? What do you need to make up your mind? What has to happen for you to know if this relationship is what you're looking for? So you're going out with somebody who has never sat down and seriously thought about what they need, who do they want to be with, what does that person have to have, what has to happen in this relationship, what do they want, what do they not want. Has this person actually had any training? Have they even read one book, been to one seminar, talked to one therapist, spent any time or energy working on themselves, on their past relationships? Have they spent time seriously thinking about their future, about the future of a relationship? What constitutes a healthy relationship? What constitutes an unhealthy relationship? Have they sorted out their past relationships and what happened in those relationships? Have they recovered from their past relationships? Have they recovered from their past trauma with their family? So you need, before you really decide actually if this person qualifies for a relationship with you, you need to have a dating interview process where you sort out those you're going to date for a relationship from those that you're going to say no to. Even let's say that you're just going out with somebody and this person is just for fun, right? Just for fun. So let's say the person is just for fun. Don't you need to know who you're dating, where have they been, if they have had any hurt, if they have cheated on somebody, if they have any illnesses or diseases that they are bringing into the relationship with you? Because your fun relationship, maybe you want to kiss them, maybe you want to have sex with them, maybe you want to bring them to your house, maybe you want to introduce them to your friends or family or coworkers, or go on trips with them, or spend a day with them, or go to their house. Don't you really need to know who is this person? What have they done in the past? What has happened in their past? What are they like? Have they hurt somebody? What is this person's reputation? Have they cheated on people? Are they healthy? Are they unhealthy? Are they on drugs? Do they use drugs? Do they want you to use drugs? Is this somebody who has stolen from people? Do they have a reputation for hitting their girlfriends or people they go out with? Do they have a temper? Do they have a bad reputation? Are they a cheat? Are they a liar? What's going to happen? Right? So it's important. Even if you're just dating for fun, who are you dealing with? So don't just say, okay, well, I'm just dating for fun. I just want to have a good time. It doesn't matter. I'm attracted to them. They're attracted to me. I like them. They like me. We're just going to have a good time. Good times can really hurt people. Good times can really mess you up. I've had a lot of people dating for good times that have children now, that they didn't want, that they didn't think about, that they didn't say to the other person, are you on birth control? And make sure that even not to trust just that person saying, yeah, I'm on birth control, but you know what? They didn't use birth control. Or the person said, I really don't like condoms, but they had herpes, or they had chlamydia, or they had all sorts of syphilis, or they had all kinds of things. AIDS. Yep. So, or, HPV. These things are prevalent, a lot more prevalent than you think. And people lie, or they don't even know. And you don't even know what you're looking for if you don't have any experience. You don't know what is. Right? So before you jump in and you just think, well, I'm just having fun. I've had people get raped very badly. I have people going to somebody's house and getting gang raped. Teenagers and even older people who didn't think this was going to happen to them, that somebody put something in their drink, even at a restaurant. So you have to be very, very careful. If you go to a restaurant with somebody you don't know the first time, and you go to the bathroom and come back, don't drink whatever was at that table. Order another drink. Find an excuse. Make a flip. Have the drink pour off the table. Oh my God, oops. Don't drink it. You don't know. You don't know who you're dealing with. It's the first time you're being with this person. So it's really important that you know. So let's say you want to see if somebody is appropriate for you to continue dating them, for marriage, for a serious relationship. What is important? What are the characteristics? What are you looking for? Well, so some things are really important, right? Chemistry is important. If you like the way they look, if you like the way they dress, if you like the way they smell, if you like the way they talk, if you like the way they walk, or they carry themselves, or they behave, or how they treat you, or how they look at you, their way of talking, right? These things are important. You know, not extremely, it's not like, oh, if those things aren't 100%, I'm going to cancel the person out, but important. Like how important? 60-70% may be important. Yeah? Not bad. If you can tolerate the person, they may become more and more attractive. Certain things can be changed, the way people dress, the way people carry themselves, the way people talk. Certain things can be improved. Yeah? Now, what else is important? Does this person have integrity? In other words, when this person says, I will be there at 8, are they there a few minutes before 8, or are they chronically late? Right? And they never call you, they never tell you, they're just late. If this person says, I will call you, do they call you? If this person says, yeah, let's go out this weekend, do they call you before the weekend to make plans? Or do they disappear? Does this person do what they say they're going to do? Exactly what they say. If this person says, you know, I really like an independent woman, and then you are independent, you want to go on a family trip, or you want to go somewhere with your friends, or you work, or you have to go on a work trip, or you have to stay late at your work, or you have to do something for your school, or your work, or your family, or your university, or something that is about your independence, or you make a decision to go buy a car, or you make a decision to buy a condo or buy furniture or something, then they get all upset. Like you've only been dating them maybe 2 weeks, and they expect to go furniture shopping or house shopping or car shopping or give you permission to go out with your friends. And you're not even in a serious relationship yet, you're just dating. So no, they don't want you to be independent, they want to control you. Or they say we're just dating, but they call you every day and they expect you to call them every day or every morning, or, you know, report to them, or how come you didn't call me? They become controlling. This person does not want you to be independent. And they say, oh, I really like you. Well, if you really like me, let me breathe. Don't breathe down my neck the whole time. Don't get attached. Don't be in my life. Don't ask me where I am, what am I doing, da-da-da. Don't get too close to me too fast. Or they say, you know, I really like you, you're so pretty, I love the way you dress, all that. And then they start controlling the way you dress. You know, don't you think that dress is too short, or your dress is too open, or are you really going to go out like that? Or do you go out with other people like that? Or you're going to go to a party dressed like that? It's like, hey, what, did I You know, am I going out with my father or my parents or my brothers, or who are you? Right? Or how come you don't answer my call and you're at a party? I'm sorry, like what? I have to be at a party and I have to answer your call? Like, we just started dating.
This happens to guys too.
Absolutely, it happens to guys. It's too much. This person is not healthy. Okay? Now, of course, trust has to be established, but not in dating. Not even if you've been dating in a committed way. Some stuff is a little bit crazy. Why does my phone need to be open when I'm at a party? I'm at a party. If you don't trust me and if you think I'm a liar or a cheat, you should definitely not go out with me. Me having my phone open like a crazy controlled person at a party with my dating buddy. Hello everybody, this is, Muhammad, or this is Razi, or this is
Amir,
or this is, Louis, or whatever. Like, this is crazy. This is crazy, Louis. Hey, meet my crazy person. Like, why is that? They're going out. You're going out. So, and if both ways you start controlling each other, something is very off in this relationship. Because why are you with me? If I'm a liar and a cheat, you shouldn't be going out with me. If you don't think that I'm an honest person, a transparent person, what are you doing with me? And what am I doing with you? Like, am I crazy? I want to cheat and go out with other people. Why am I in a relationship with you? I'll just go out with them. I don't have to have a crazy person with me who constantly wants to control me. I don't need this. So it has to be that there is a level of trust. It's imperative. And the level of trust comes with impeccable integrity of you saying and doing the things that you say and do, and the other person begins to develop trust. Right? If every time you go out with each other, the phone is on silence, or they can never see what's happening on your phone, that's crazy. Right? Of course, if you go out with me, my phone is always on silence. Why? Because everything in my phone is confidential, almost everything, and I don't like going out with people and my phone is dinging every 2 seconds with, messages. That's crazy. You don't want to be with this person. Everybody's going to be nuts. But the other part of it is, why do you need to constantly hide your phone? That's the other thing. Let's say you go on a trip with the person you're dating. Okay, archive your professional groups, your confidential groups, so they're not dinging all the time, but leave the rest of it. Your friends, your family, unless your relationship is a secret. Then you have to think, why is my relationship a secret from my friends and family? So this is a little bit weird. Unless you can explain why your relationship is a secret, you have to know. So trust is established by transparency. The other characteristic the other person has to have, and by integrity, the other characteristic they have to have, it's very important. Does this person have a history or a reputation for cheating? Has this person cheated in the past? Is this person honest with their past relationships? How did those past relationships end? Are they friends? Or are they enemies? Are those relationships badly ended? If these people see each other, is there bad blood? Is there animosity? Do they not even look at each other? Do they leave the room? Are they upset? If that's the case, be aware, you're next. It's going to happen to you. Be sure of that, because this person has a history of killing people off, of ending relationships badly, of cheating, of lying, of hiding things. This is important, especially if they've never cleaned it up and they've never gone and asked for forgiveness, and they haven't made sure that that person is whole and complete, that that relationship is whole and complete. These things are very important. You can't just ignore that and say, oh, well, you know, and people have all sorts of explanation. Well, they were cheating on me too. What were you doing in that relationship? How long did you stay past being cheated on? Why did you have to cheat? Why didn't you just leave?
Are there any people who are okay with being cheated on and stay in a relationship
Sure.
and cheat? They're just okay with it?
Yeah, there are people, believe it or not. There are swingers amongst us.
Well,
who
cheated on
are really okay.
discreetly or
No, openly.
openly, maybe that's an arrangement. Would that be considered cheating?
Well, for some it is. For some, they agree to it, but they're not okay because they can't leave. So they say okay because the other person says, well, if you don't like it, go. And they're like, okay, well, I can't go. I don't have anywhere to go. So I'll stay, but they may not be okay.
Or the guy says, I have too much to lose.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
The woman
So-
might have more money,
Yeah.
and the woman
Yeah.
says, I have too much to
So,
lose.
I mean, we have that arrangement. Not that people are okay with it. I don't think people are okay. I think sometimes people turn their face, or they act like they don't know, or they make themselves okay. And then some people, they're just like, well, I can't give you what you want, so it's okay if you have it with somebody else. As long as you don't leave me, I'm okay with it. Yeah, I guess. So I've seen that be okay. And then there are cultures, like in France, where the wife has somebody and the husband has somebody, and they're all okay with that.
Like it's accepted?
Yeah, it's accepted. I mean, we have friends that are like that.
Like it's a tradition?
Yeah,
Like how in the Middle East, some people can
Yeah.
have multiple wives?
yeah, and they're really cool. Where are you going now? I'm going with mon chéri, and oh,
Oh, wow.
yeah,
Interesting.
have a good time. So, yes,
Now, is there a right or wrong to it? Like the Western
No.
culture says you gotta have only one marriage and that's it in the
there
United
is
States.
whatever is right for you. There is whatever within your belief system and within your values is cool. I know that in the Middle East, the first wife goes and finds the second, third, and fourth wife. It's somebody she gets along with, that she approves, that she likes. I don't know how that works really, but yeah. Whatever works for you. I'm not here to pass moral judgment. I'm just saying if that's not for you and you want somebody who's faithful to you, then, or loyal to you, or loyal to the marriage or to the relationship, it bears finding out if this person has a reputation. The other thing that's really important as well is the person has to respect themselves and their own values. And their values and their reputation has to be important to them. Not just that they have a good reputation, but that they really care about their own self-respect, that really matters to them. They're not putting on a show, they're not pretending, that they have a very high value called self-respect, and that they're not willing to compromise their self-respect. There are people for whom cheating, lying, stealing, committing crimes, committing petty thefts or petty crimes, cheating on other people, or lying to other people, or whatever, that type of, or criminal behavior, for them it's really okay and they justify it, right? So you have to see whether that's within your value system and whether you're okay with that or you're not okay with that. So you have to get to know this person before you say to them, okay, I'm going to date you for a long-term committed relationship. And a lot of times people ask me, how do I know? Ask, observe, watch. Learn how to distinguish. You know, one of the most important lessons that you learn in my workshops is to become an honest person that has a high level of integrity in your own life. A person who becomes honest with themselves and others and has a very high level of integrity has the ability to distinguish when other people are dishonest, when other people are lying, because they don't lie to themselves and to others. So they have a radar for when somebody is lying to them. That's my dog scratching up the carpet. So it's important that you can distinguish that you can tell the difference between somebody who lies and somebody who's honest. Okay? Somebody who's transparent with you. This is very, very important. You know, last week I talked to somebody who I could tell is lying. They were telling me, you know, this woman that I'm going out with, she's very rude, she throws things, she has a very bad temper, she calls me names, I don't trust her. And I'm listening to him and I'm thinking, wow, she has no idea that you are the biggest liar and cheat, because I'm sitting here and you're a liar and you're a cheat, and all of these excuses that you have for what's wrong with her and how come you can't trust her, and claiming that she calls you name and she uses very bad language and that she lives in a dream world and that she's not in a reality. You're not an honest person, because I can tell that you are right now lying to me, that you use very bad language, that you're not honest with her, that you probably have whatever it is that you're doing, that you don't have it in you to date this woman because she's out of your league and she's about to find out that you're out of her league and that you've been fooling her, and so it's a lot easier to just, break it off now before she finds out that you've been lying to her all this time, that you're really not good enough for her, and that you're not good enough for her. And she's about to find out you're not good enough for her. So, it took me one conversation. I don't know what's going to happen for you, but it's very important that you realize when somebody is not all there with you. I recommend highly that you train yourselves, because people who are trained are much less likely to be fooled. Now I want to tell you something else. You know why this person can be lied to? Because he or she is lying to themselves. They are seeing all the signs that I saw, because they're not hidden. It's not a secret this person is doing what they're doing. But this person doesn't want to know the truth. Not only this person doesn't want to know the truth, they don't want anyone else to know the real ugly truth about this relationship. So they lie to themselves, but they also lie to others. Because if you tell others what's really happening, other people are going to be like, what? What are you talking about? What? This person is doing what? But we don't want people to tell us that. We want to be in our own universe, pretend like everything is cool. This is all going to work out.
Show on Instagram how nice of a life
Yeah,
is that.
it's all good. It's all great. I'm in love. They're in love. No. No. You're just fooling yourself. And a lot of times this happens when we think, oh my God, if I let go of this relationship, what's going to happen? It's too late for me. I'm too old. And then you lie and you lie and you lie. And then you know what? You deserve the hell that you are going to marry into. Because you don't want to know the truth. And like Jack Nicholson said, in As Good As It Gets, you can't handle the truth. Yeah. So, you deserve to lie to yourself, you deserve for them to lie to you, and you deserve the unhealthy hell that you're going to get. My recommendation, get a therapist who's never going to lie to you, who's going to call your bust, who's going to bust you, who's going to bust them. And you know what happened? I told these two people, both of them, you guys need help. This is a dangerous situation. Haven't seen them since, haven't heard from them. You know why? Because they don't want to know the truth. They don't want to know what's happening here. People disappear when they don't want to hear it. You're going to do that. My recommendation, please get help. Get a therapist who sees through the nonsense, through the lies, through the cheating. Right? Also, if you speak Farsi, I highly recommend that you attend our men's workshop that's coming up called HIM, Honor, Integrity, and Mastery, 4th to the 6th of January. We have a special discount right now. We all until the 7th of January. Also, we have the WOW workshop, the women only workshop, that's coming up in February, the 8th to the 10th of February, online. Both of these workshops are online. Please register to attend. Yerevan time, which means almost close to Iran, the time in Iran. I will see you in the workshops. And all of this week, we're going to be dealing with dating. Dating. Marriage, relationship. You have to figure out this very complex situation with another complex human being. Dating these days, marriage these days, relationships these days are very complicated. Please get help from an expert. If you need help with your relationship, I'm available for private coaching, private therapy, marital therapy, premarital therapy, post-marital therapy, pre-divorce therapy, post-divorce therapy, family therapy, therapy for teens, therapy for children. Please give yourself the gift in this new year and get help. If not from me, from anyone who's going to help you. There are many really good therapists out there. Our number is 818-914-1607. 001-818-914-1607. That's 818-914-1607. Our offices are in Los Angeles, California. You can come in person, or we can do Zoom, Skype, WhatsApp, FaceTime, or the office phone, landline. Or you can call my office, 310-460-2600. 310-460